the rec crew, me and Nancy, we're here today to show you some boat safety. So give us 1 minute. Nancy's going to show us how to properly put on your PFDs and other boat safety features.
Hi everyone, Nancy here again from Annapolis County Recreation in beautiful Jubilee Park in Bridgetown. We're going to talk about boating safety today. So first you got to start on the land because you have to know what you need to take out in your boat if you're going boating. Jubilee Park's one of our beautiful places to launch your boat. It's a public boat launch here, so we have lots of boaters here all season long. So before you even get on the water, there are safety requirements that you have, and it depends on the boat that you're using. Today we're going to talk about the kayak. So this is a single kayak. First things first, you have to have a PFD for every person on board your boat. And the PFD has to fit, and it should be certified by the Department of Transportation. So this PFD obviously will not fit me. It's for a youth or a young child. But these PFDs are good for little ones because they have the securing strap around the waist. They also have one that goes in between the legs in case you got to fish them out of the water. And they also have a floaty thing on the back to keep the head out of the water as well in case they go in. So very important that the little ones are safe as well. This is actually a paddling type PFD. It has more of freedom in the arm area, and this is an adult PFD. So I'm going to just demonstrate how to properly put on and wear a paddling PFD. So there's a little opening right here. Stick your head through the opening. We have a little zipper part here. You zip it up. Now there's also a strap, an extra strap that can go around your waist. And you can just put that snugly. Not too tight, you don't want it uncomfortable. You do want to be able to breathe and move. So also this PFD can be tightened up for me a little bit. So if you do fall in the water, the PFD obviously is going to want to float. Your body maybe not so much, depends on the person, right? So if this isn't tightened and I fall in the water, it's going to actually come up and jam me here. So I'm gonna have to tighten it up a little bit, right? And that's really uncomfortable if you fall in the water. So you have two straps at your shoulders. Just give them a little pull, make it a little bit more snug so it fits my height. If you need, you can also tighten on either side as well. Depending on the PFD you get, usually you can do this on all paddling PFDs. So now it's nice, and if I fall in the water, it's not going to rise up and get caught up into my neck. We have our PFD. Now that we have our PFD, we're going to talk about a couple other things. Proper footwear is also really important too. Right now, I have on flip-flops. Not the best idea for boating. They're not very secure and they could easily fall off your feet. What I like to use, and anything that will secure around your foot is pretty good. So you can get sandals with some nice straps. You could wear some nice non-skid sneakers that you don't mind getting wet. I find the water shoes are great for small boats, like the kayaks, because your feet may get wet, and you don't have to obviously do much walking around in a kayak, right? But I still can get in and out of a boat safely, not trip on anything with the sandals. The flip-floppy sandals, not the best idea. So good non-slip footwear is always a great idea when you're boating. Other safety features that you have to consider. So each person should have a sound signaling device, like a whistle. So you're required to have one on board. I always recommend that you have one on each person, because if you fall over, you happen to need to call for help for somebody, it's always important to have a sound signaling device. So it's a great idea just to attach it to your PFD so it's always there for you. Another thing that we have to have is a throw rope, especially when you're doing boating on the kayaks, canoes. So this is at least at least 10 feet of buoyant heaving line. And this is a throw bag, and you can buy these at any local store that has boating supplies. And what you'll do is actually undo the bag and throw this to the person in the water, and this rope will actually float as buoyant heaving line. Buoyant means it'll float for you. So you can throw this to someone in the water and pull them back to your boat or pull yourself to safety. So that's really important to have on. Another thing that we carry on our boats here are pumps or bailers. So if you happen to get a little bit of water in your boat, you can stick this end in the bottom, give her a little pump, water comes out. You can also get a handheld bailer. Basically any kind of scoop that'll get rid of water from your boat will act as a bailer. Other than that, for a small boat like this, we're ready to rock and roll. Hi again, everyone. Now that we got all our safety stuff out of the way, we are down at the water. So this is one of our single kayaks here in Jubilee Park in Bridgetown. We have up to this end here, the pointy end, that is the bow. We move down to this end. It's the more of a wider end. This is the stern or the back of the boat. And down here, we actually have a rudder, which helps you steer your boat. Not every kayak has a rudder. However, the ones we have here do. So to release it down into the water, it's attached by a string on a cleat. You release it from the cleat and it'll drop down into the water. And you can control the rudder actually with your feet. So once you're into the kayak, you sit down here in the cockpit area and there's foot pedals inside there. So you push a pedal either on the left or the right and your boat will turn left or right, or port and starboard, as the nautical folks would say. So now that we've got all of our safety gear, our vest on, boats in the water, now we have to get in a boat safely. Getting in and out of a boat for some people is a little bit apprehensive if you're not used to it. So there are a few safety things we have to keep in mind, and practice makes perfect. One thing you really don't want to do, especially in a kayak or a canoe, is try to step onto the side of the boat. If you try to step onto the side of the boat, see how tippy it is? It comes right towards me, and you might end up getting wet if you do that. So the best way, really, most kayakers will get into the boat safely by straddling the boat and sliding into it. If you do have to make a step into the boat, make sure you're very low and in the middle of the boat if you have to do that. So we're going to try the straddle. So you just climb over the top of her. You can use your paddle, the curved side facing up, to brace yourself onto the shore. And you just sit down behind the cockpit. If you need a little to stir to yourself, you can use your paddle, and it'll prevent the boat from tipping a little bit. And put one foot in, your other foot in, and simply slide into your kayak, grab a hold of your paddle, and off you go. Now we're ready to go paddling on the Annapolis River.